Welcome to the Mark Lowry Show. Now, here's Mark.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Lowry, and I know I have been silent for a few weeks. My brother and his family came to town for 10 days, and so I've been playing with them. But they went to New Braunfels for 3 days in the middle of their 10-day vacation. And I didn't go with them because that's too much walking around. They went to the Alamo, San Antonio, the Riverwalk, all that stuff. And I'd seen it before, so I stayed home. But while they were gone, I started writing a book. I'd been listening to a book on tape called A Confederacy of Dunces, which is a really sad story. John Kennedy Toole, the author, the author's life is a sad story. He was like 32 years old, wrote this book, couldn't get it published, committed suicide. His mother took up the cause, finally got it published, and it's a Pulitzer Prize winning book, which just proves it's always too soon to kill yourself. But anyway, his book inspired me to write my book. But then it came out as, I started embellishing it. So I've changed all the names. It's really my story, but I've added to, which you can do in a novel, and I think it's going to be pretty good. So I'm going to play a little bit of the first chapter for you right now to hopefully whet your appetite to want to hear or read the rest of it. Slightly Out of Focus by Mark Lowry. It was a big church for its day. It could seat around 1,100, I'm guessing. Could be more, could be less, because I'm guessing. Or as I like to say, I'm remembering from a different point of view. Please don't ask me what that means, because I just made it up. Before we get started, I want to say I have not, nor do I intend to check facts. Dates, facts, figures, all irrelevant. I can't count the times I've said we should not forsake this cardinal truth. Facts are forgettable. A good story, priceless. I like how I remember things, vaguely through a foggy mist, slightly out of focus. Some might call it rewriting history. I call it remembering what matters. As someone never said but should have, so allow me to be the first, it can't hurt if it don't matter. When someone cuts you off in traffic, then flips you the bird, you have two options. You can get ticked off, or you can drive up, roll down your window, give them your biggest smile and say, that would really hurt if you mattered. The bottom line is this: it can't hurt if it don't matter. So it's best to remember life selectively. Be choosy. Only remember what matters. When Father Time has had his way with you, you'll appreciate blurry vision. I've heard that after years of marriage, 2020 is a curse. I'm not telling who, but my dad once overheard an older friend saying about his love life, I never go to bed with my bifocals on. Blur is a blessing. It's best just to remember how it used to be. Looking back, my childhood seems like another world, someone else's life. An innocent movie in black and white, sometimes Technicolor. And when I look back on it, I get that same warm feeling I got in the pit of my stomach the first time I really saw It's a Wonderful Life. I had seen it many times, but never really saw it. This time, I got it. It was Christmas, 1985. I was on the road and I was homesick. The church that had invited me to perform their Christmas banquet put me in a filthy, run-down motel somewhere in the back hills of West Virginia. I was bored and lonesome. I turned on the TV and started to watch It's a Wonderful Life. All of a sudden, a roach crawled across my leg and grossed me out. I started shaking from the inside out, the kind of shiver that starts at the base of your spine, working its way to the top of your head, finally spilling out your eyeballs into perfect teardrops. I promised myself right then and there, if I ever, quote-unquote, made it, I would only stay in 4-star motels. 3.5 minimum. But since I was already crying, I finished the movie. It's a good movie to watch, especially if you're already crying. It's sort of like killing two birds with one stone. Not really, but sorta. When the movie was finally over, I called my brother. I don't think he knew I'd been crying until I told him about the roach and started crying all over again. It grossed him out, too. He hung up twice. I had to call him 3 times to tell him how that movie reminded me how much I love and appreciated him, and how I really miss my family at this time of year. He said, okay. See ya. We've always been close like that. With that said, everything I'm about to tell you is exactly how it used to be, as I remember it, through a soft blur, slightly out of focus. Most of the names have been changed to those of real people because very few are innocent.